Let's talk about what's next. We see Hunter go on to defeat Mankind on Raw the next night, and he's going to become the WWF champion for the very first time. So we know it happened for The Rock at Survivor Series 98 for the first time. On the heels of King of the Ring, or SummerSlam rather, 1999 is when Hunter becomes the man. And it looks like it might be time for the winds of change in the WWE. The word is Austin's neck is not in the best shape still. And it looks like Foley is really finally winding this career down. I say finally because a lot of people didn't think he'd even make it this far. Hunter and Rock are going to square off in the first official episode of SmackDown. That's where we see Shawn Michaels put himself in as the referee, and he's going to cost The Rock the win. This is a major moment because, first of all, it's the first official SmackDown. But there's been a lot of talk about the relationship between these three guys. That when The Rock was first starting and getting the Intercontinental title push, maybe in real life, the real life Triple H and Shawn Michaels didn't think he was ready for that. Bret Hart has even talked about the fact that he felt like they were being unfair and maybe trying to stunt his success. And it feels like this is a precarious spot for The Rock to be in. Hunter's now the champ, got a special guest referee. It's the first SmackDown, which is honestly named after The Rock. What do you make of that whole relationship then? And what do you think it has to have evolved, right? I mean, this is ancient history now.
Well, Connie, I think that they were, those two guys, Sean and Hunter, pardon me, were just marking their turf. They didn't do anything else that any other main event talent who had some pull would not have done. They no, it's not surprising. It's not evil. It's not a sinister plot. It's protecting your turf. And I disagree that Rock wasn't ready. Quite honestly, he was ready, but I can see where they make their case because that's going to take some spots away. Rock on top was going to push somebody aside. Who's that going to be? And at some point in time, who's going to put Rock over? So I understand. I don't agree, but I understand the logic of Triple H and Shawn. And again, if I was in their shoes, I'm not so sure I wouldn't do the same thing.
We talk about strange happenings in wrestling every now and again, and I don't think anybody saw this coming. After the incredible blood feud that we had, with the violence turned up all the way with Mankind and The Rock, now they're going to become a tag team, The Rock and Sock Connection. And believe it or not, on August 30th, they actually win the tag team titles from The Undertaker and Big Show. I mean, listen, I guess maybe stranger things have happened. I mean, normally you see a tag team like this and then they break up and have the blood feud. It's not often you see it in the reverse order.
Right. Well, it worked. It worked, Connie. I'm sorry to interrupt. It worked. There was enough comedy in the presentation that it appeased a lot of people that like that entertainment oriented stuff. So I liked it. I liked their presentation. They had good chemistry. It felt like they fit. And when you get a tag team together that feels like they fit, you're traveling the right road.
Why do you think, what do you think of the tag team, the odd couple, if you will, the pairing of The Rock and Mankind as a wrestling fan? Did you like that? And did you think it hurt or helped either or both guys?
I think it helped both guys because it got them out of those singles matches and put them in a different environment, a different arena, if you will. So no issues here with me on that deal. I thought it was timely. It was a fresh look, fresh coat of paint on two of our biggest stars, and just a new way of presenting their act. So I had no issues with it. I thought it worked out just fine.
I thought it did too. Who would have thought, strange bedfellows, the odd couple, it really worked out here, and the tag titles go back and forth, but it all leads to a pretty memorable moment. September 27th, 1999, Monday Night Raw. Mick Foley has a special surprise for The Rock. Rock, this is your life. That segment does an 8.4 rating.
Is that ridiculous or what?
That's the highest rating that it ever got on Monday Night Raw up to that point in history. And I know that behind the scenes, this was not well received because it went long. And I've also heard people say that The Rock had an attitude in this era of, it's live TV. What are they going to do?
Nothing.
And it was fabulous. But what stands out to me, Jim, is we're right now in 2024, there's a lot of armchair quarterbacks in the internet wrestling community who think they have the answer for every problem that exists in wrestling. And I don't think that a lot of people wrap their head around the fact that one of the highest rated segments in the history of wrestling had no wrestling. It was just character development.
Right.
What did you think of the Rock This Is Your Life segment when it was happening? And did you change your mind if it was negative once you saw the rating come in?
I liked it, honestly. It was a departure from how The Rock and Foley, for that matter, were featured. So I had no issues with it. Quite frankly, I thought it was good, and it just was a different light. It was it's different music, different lighting, different everything, and Rock could pull off any role. I mean, he could be the matinee idol. He could be the badass. He had great versatility, and I saw online the other day where I got maybe it was a text. And if you're not following Brian Gewirtz on Twitter or X or wherever the hell it is, you should, because they're going to do a show. $7 Entertainment's going to do a series of that early day stuff. I don't have all the information. Obviously, I'm stumbling here, but it's something I surely want to watch. I think it's a 4-episode scenario.
Yep.
But if you follow Brian Gewirtz on Twitter, Brian will always have all the right information in a timely basis. He's a good guy, smart guy, and his contributions to his creative in WWE should not go unmentioned. He's a team player, and he's so good that he's still with Rock, still helping do Rock creative. And I can only imagine during the Rock's WrestleMania run how much Brian had to do with the success of the verbiage of the promos and so forth. So I liked I like what they're doing. I like what $7 is doing, and I'm damn sure going to watch whatever they produce.